Hello guys, it's Chomathon here. Today we're doing an anime video, something I don't usually do as much, but I kind of want to start getting into them, and this seems like a solid way to start off, because one of the series I want to cover is Monogatari, and, well, it's a confusing series to get into, so I want to give a watch order. There's plenty of these out there, but I feel like this one's a little bit different than some of the other ones I've seen, so... First note, though, this is not a series that is watched chronologically. Any list will tell you that. It's really only a good idea if you're rewatching it, but if you're watching it for the first time, don't watch it chronologically. It's not even set up that way, trust me, it's way more work to do. That said, if you just want a basic list, here is the watch order. I will go into further depth in this video because some of the episode counts are a little bit weird, but also, some of the placements are a bit debatable, depending on which list you look at. Some might be in other spots, so I do want to justify a couple of these positions here. So hopefully everything makes sense. The series is a bit confusing to get into, but hopefully, again, by the end of it, it will make at least some sense. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the actual watch order itself. So first, you start with Bakemonogatari. This is a fairly easy one to do. It has 15 episodes. However, the last 3 episodes might not appear on a site or two. I generally think they should be there, should be 15 episodes, but I have seen a couple of cases where it's only 12 episodes. Basically, the last 3 episodes were only released as ONAs, I believe, back in 2010. So if a site doesn't have them, probably, find a site with them. There's some, independent sites, we'll say, that have them, but some of the main sites might not. But should all be there, but again, I just want to cover all angles here, so if it doesn't have 15 episodes, find it somewhere that does, because otherwise you're missing a lot of context to a lot of other events. Next up, we have Kizumonogatari. Kizumonogatari is presented in 3 films. I believe there was a recent compilation film, but just watch the regular 3. Anyway, this one, in some lists, is placed far later. Don't watch it like that, trust me. You'll be very confused. I mean, this series is already kind of confusing. Again, it's not in chronological order. However, this will just lead to a lot of confusion. You'll just be scratching your head at certain events, wondering what's going on. I feel like having the context of Kizumonogatari is very important. And I'm generally just going in novel order here. Trust me, you want to watch this one after Bake. Again, otherwise you're missing a ton of context, so watch this 1 second. It's very important to do so. Now we have Nisemonogatari. This is 11 episodes. It's like one of the most normal things here. That's really all there is to it, honestly. Now we have Nekomonogatari Kuro. This is 4 episodes, however, some places might just have this compiled into one special episode, like, that's just, all 4 episodes compiled into one. Have seen this a couple times, again, just want to cover that in case if you just see like 1 episode and are wondering, where the other ones are. If it's a very long episode, that's why it is the way it is. And now we have Monogatari Series 2nd season. So bear with me for this one. This is a bit of a weird one. So depending on where you're watching it from, it might have 26 episodes, or it might have 23 episodes. Now, the episodes themselves are actually from other novels. Basically, they put multiple novels into one, season, which is why it's called 2nd season. But the novel titles themselves are generally reflected in the title, like Bakemonogatari or Kizumonogatari. These were novel titles, but 5 novels were just thrown into 2nd season. It's kind of weird, but anyway. The arcs themselves, the first one is Nekomonogatari Shiro, which is 5 episodes. And this is where the kind of episode difference comes in, because there was episode 6, but this is a recap episode in the 26 episode version. So if it has 26 episodes, episodes 6, 11, and 16 are recap episodes. You can skip these. But if you're watching the 3 episode version, or 23 episode version rather, don't skip anything. The recaps are not present in those, in that version, which is why it's, 3 episodes shorter, because, well, obviously those are taken out. After that, the next 4 episodes are covering Kabuki-monogatari, but this is where you get to an odd point, because now you have to stop and move to a different series before coming back. This is very odd, but trust me, there is an actually, good reason to do this. And now we have Hanamonogatari. This is the weirdest case in this entire list, I think. So Hanamonogatari's 5 episodes, again, it could just be one special long episode. That's pretty rare. Should just be 5 episodes, but anyway. So why do you need to take a break during second season and break the pace of it all? So basically, this is where this novel was released originally. It was released, after Kabuki Monogatari. And it's very disconnected from other things, which sounds weird at first, because why would you care to, watch this now? Why not just watch it after second season? Because, again, that's generally recommended. But there are certain things in this series that I don't want to say for the sake of spoilers, but it kind of confirms certain things that happen in other later series, and I feel like knowing the context of this series kind of helps to not doesn't allow you to focus on things you might be worried about later on, and just allows you to kind of focus on the story itself going on. And I feel like it was done like this on purpose. There was a reason why this was placed where it was, and this is, again, sorry for being so vague there. If you've seen the series, you might know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, it probably sounds very vague. All I'm saying is I do think it is important to check this one out. During second season, between parts of it. That said, if you don't want to deal with all that and just watch after second season, you can do that as well, but I would definitely recommend watching this one right here. And now we continue on with Monogatari Series second season. So the next thing is Owarimonogatari, which is 4 episodes. After this is, again, the recap, if you're watching the 26-episode version, but if not, don't worry about it. And there's the last 2 of the season. We have Onimonogatari, which is 4 episodes, and then finally Koyomimonogatari, which is 6 episodes. And that's that. Again, second season's very weird because they adapted, 5 novels into 1 season, which is unusual. Plus, the recap episodes really don't help with the episode count, so yeah. Again, just as kind of a summary, if you're watching the 26 episode version, watch episodes 1 through 10, skip episode 11, go to Hanamonogatari, start back up with episode 12, then go to episode 26. Again, episodes 6, 11, and 16 are to be skipped. But if you're watching the 23 episode version, watch episodes 1 through 9, Hanamonogatari, then 10 through 23. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but if it doesn't, I apologize. If you need more clarity, let me know. I can respond in the comments if needed. Now we have Tsukimonogatari. This one is a little bit more self-explanatory, luckily. It's 4 episodes, or again, it could be compiled into one special on rare occasions, but should just be 4 episodes, and that's really all there is to this one. Next up is Koyomimonogatari. This is 12 episodes long, however, these episodes are only around half the length of a typical episode. Now, this is another one that's debatable. It's our last, really debatable one. Some people put this between the Owari seasons, which are next, but don't do that. Also, some people just say to skip this one or just watch the last episode or 2. Trust me, this is still important to the series. Basically, there's a certain event that happens at the end that does lead into Owari's second season. However, the series is not designed to be in chronological order, so I never understood that argument. This is where it released in novel order as well, which makes sense. Plus, at the end of Owari first season, there is some context that's provided that supports the ending of Koyomimonogatari that plays into Owari's second season. I feel like it's better when done in this specific order of Koyomimonogatari than Owarimonogatari second season. And as far as skipping this goes, the last 2 episodes are absolutely necessary, but I feel like there's other parts that give context or foreshadowing to other events. So really, you shouldn't skip anything here, and there's enough stuff here that you shouldn't skip to where there's maybe 2 or 3 episodes that aren't overly necessary, but I feel like at that point, why are you skipping them? Just watch all the way through. It's important enough. It's a little bit of a weird part in the story. It's kind of an anthology thing, but it is certainly worth watching. And if you made it this far, I imagine you probably like the series, so again, stick with this one. And it is very important, and again, I do think the order here is fairly important as well. And it is based on the author's original intentions, having this place before anything Owari related. as that does seem very important. No one would argue like any of the other stuff in Monogatari should be switched, like their places should be swapped because it makes more sense chronologically. That's not something the series does. So I never understood that argument, but just watch Koyomimonogatari before Owari, like anything related to it. That's generally the best way to go about it. And now we have Owarimonogatari. So this will be either 12 or 13 episodes. Yes, another episode split. However, a lot of places compile the first 2 episodes into one long episode. So it's 12 episodes. The first episode will be basically double the length of normal, but it's 13 episodes. They're all just separate. So shouldn't be too hard to figure that one out. But again, unfortunately, they mess with the episode count sometimes. And I just want to cover all angles depending on where you're watching from. These can be different. So I just want to make sure everything is said just to be safe. And now we have Owarimonogatari's second season. This is 7 episodes. However, if you don't see an Owarimonogatari second season, it's possible that Owarimonogatari itself will just be 19 or 20 episodes, again, depending on that first episode of the first season, whether or not it's, double length or separate. But I have seen a couple sites just compile all of Owarimonogatari into one big thing of, again, 19 or 20 episodes. So if that happens, well, that's where second season is, but it should just be a separate 7 episodes, generally speaking. And finally, we have Zoku Owarimonogatari. This is 6 episodes. However, it might also be a movie. It was originally released in theaters as a movie, but a few months later it got re-released as 6 episodes, so some sites have, might have one or the other. But if there are both, just know that there isn't 6 episodes plus a movie. Again, it's just one or the other. And with that, that is everything that is presently released, and with Monogatari Off and Monster season coming up very shortly, starting on, July 6th. This is a good time to catch up on the series if you, stop watching at some point or are just interested in the series and checking out for the first time. So, there you have it. That is kind of the main part of what we have now and how it kind of leads into Off and Monster season. So anyways, I hope this was clear enough. I know there's a lot of oddities here. It's really kind of a mess. This order is something else. The anime release order was also an absolute mess. Things like Kizumonogatari were released later, and that's probably why some people still work on watching it later, which again, don't do that. But this order should be the best way to watch it. It's novel order, basically, which, again, some of the placements people question, but I just think that it flows the best and gives the best context to other events, even if they're not chronologically connected. Sometimes something is mentioned that directly, impacts the next arc, even though they're not chronologically connected. It's how the series is. And with Off and Monster Season coming up, again, it's a good time to catch up. And if Off and Monster Season messes up any of the ordering of the novels, I will make a second video in a year or a few months or whenever that finishes to correct it and give what the original order was supposed to be. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I hope it's just told in the correct order, and as long as it happens, I won't be, making a second video on that, but for now, that's all for this watch order. I might make some dedicated videos to things like Hanamonogatari or Koyomimonogatari in their importance, and, especially their placement on the watch order, but we'll see when that happens, or I guess if it happens, I want to do them though, but anyway, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.